We are now live. We are live.
Alrighty, well, good evening, everybody, and how are we all doing? Eva, how's it going?
Doing good. Good evening, everyone. Glad to see you're here.
Yep. So we had some activity here tonight. Actually, Eva can witness to it. It was actually on my end over here. A couple weird things though. Um, Eva and I were chit chatting. I never touched actually behind me, and this thing here, which is a piece of amethyst, that completely flew off the shelf behind me. So and again, those Eva was witness. So did it fly or did it just fall?
I don't, it just more like fell. It just kind of dropped,
Okay,
almost like somebody had taken it, picked it up, moved it out, and dropped it.
okay, okay. All right, yeah, because that's really unusual. And then shortly after, our TV started playing, and our TV's actually on mute. It started playing loud and everything else. But anyways, so we're here tonight. We're here for readings. My name is Brother Chris, and Gypsy Lady Eva is also here. So yes, we're actually here tonight to do some readings. Again, those if you guys have any medical questions, please do see your doctor. Please do not actually ask online. Now, last night what I was saying to Eva though that we did go down to Brantford, Ontario, and a lot of energy there. Holy cow! Um, I'm picking up a lot of stuff. We went to see a friend of ours that moved down there, and on the outside of her property, I was actually picking up a shapeshifter. Now, for those that don't know, Brantford is well known because of its rich in history with the Indigenous, and that's right where one of the schools is. And she's only less than a block away from the Brantford school. Um, so yeah. So Eva, what's been going actually on this week for you?
Not much. I did go to the wound clinic this week and I got really good news that I'm very happy about. My wound is 99 plus healed, which means I'm that close to being 100%,
Awesome, awesome.
which is just, it's really making me feel good.
Yeah. Well, it's been how long has it been though?
The end of January.
Okay,
So it's been almost a
a
year.
year. Yeah.
And they were quite amazed. My wound healed much faster than they had anticipated. They said, "Oh, well, you'll probably have to wait until next year for it to really be healed, but it looks like it's going to be healed by the end of the year."
Yeah. Well,
You can't tell me prayer doesn't work.
no, it works 100%. It works 100% because I remember for myself though. Sorry for bringing it about to me. Right when I was in the hospital though, that they were giving my actually life partner actually a response so that I wasn't going to be healed and probably until Christmas or whatsoever. But I'm pretty much healed except for right now I can't walk that well. Uric acid problems, and my right foot is really much so inflamed. So, yes. But yeah. So, we had a couple questions that were actually asked. Again, those if you guys want to type in your questions, go ahead. If you're not sure what to ask, just type anything actually in. We'll be able to let you know. So, the first question, though, it comes from the person that we went to see, and this is from Kim. Now, Kim works actually in the hospital, and they say that they're short staffed with actually all the nurses, but she's got no hours. So let's just do a reading for her and see if something's gonna happen, um, and go from there.
Um, when you asked the question, I said yes, and I believe it is. She will get more hours. I'm also seeing a slight pay raise, not a real big raise, but enough to make a little bit of a difference.
Okay.
And there's something else good that's happening, but they're not showing me.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to see just yet, but that's okay. Sometimes that happens.
Yep. Yep. So I'm right now shuffling actually Oracle cards. Tonight I have Oracle and also I have Tarot cards. So that's what I have. So let's just see what the cards actually have to say. Ooh. All right, so I'll start off with it, if that's okay with you.
Go ahead.
All right, all right. So right when shuffling, though, one popped out, and the first. So basically, those are the first three cards. Still, this one here, Spirit Keeper of the North. The second one is Storyteller. Sorry about the glare, if there is a glare. And the last one, though, is this one here. And that one there is Spirit Keeper of the Self.
That was reversed.
Yes.
Okay, just
All right.
checking.
All right. So basically, what I'm basically getting from the first card, though, Spirit Keeper of the North, though, is sort of like what Eva was just saying, though, things are going to be moving up for you. All right. Even though that right now you don't have any hours or whatever, things are going to move up for you. They're going to start realizing, hey, since we're saying though that we're actually short staffed, we're technically not. We're not giving the nurses the right amount of hours, and you are going to get a lot more hours. So that's what I'm getting from that one. Storyteller. Now with Storyteller, what I was getting for that one though is basically all right, let people know, hey, all right, this is what's going actually on. But don't do it in a negative way. Do it more in a positive way. So the way things are actually coming to you a little bit more within the positive. Right? Because once you send out anything negative, negative actually happens. If you send things out in the positive way, positive is going to happen. Now, Spirit Keeper of the Self. Alright, since it was upside down. Okay? This one here is don't worry. Right? You're not gonna regret. You're gonna get a lot more hours. A lot better pay. Again, though, is nothing too. But the very first card though that did pop out is the medicine bag. Okay, so since you do work in a hospital, all right. Yes, even though that last night my medicine bag got a little bit shorter because you're one dog, which I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming your dog at all. It's just so your dog last night got up and broke the thing, like this little strap here. All right, so medicine bag just jumped up. So that meant that basically is meaning for you, all the messages. So yeah. So Eva, what did you get?
I gave a reading. I didn't realize. I just gave a straight psychic reading on that.
No, if it's straight psychic, that's wonderful. So yeah.
That's because I'm a psychic, or is that psycho? I can never keep this straight.
Well, sorry, but there's no shower around. There's no mother and no knives.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So our second question comes actually not from Kim, but from her friend. This is what I actually asked last night. Since it is indigenous land down there. Her friend was ready to take out the garbage, saw a dark mass shadow down the street walking towards her. She's just trying to figure out what it was or if it's positive or negative. So, yeah. All right, there's some good stuff around the neighborhood, but just not too far away, there's a creek, and last night I was picking up this creature walking along the bank side. So yeah.
Are you sure it was Are you sure it was a shapeshifter?
The shapeshifter was actually on the back of Kim's house.
Okay.
All right.
Because my first impression is that this was a spirit that had a guardian, not a guardian, but from the indigenous people that had lived there, he is making sure. I don't know how to explain it. He's not a guardian, but he's
The protector.
making sure protector. Yes, that would be a good way to
Okay.
say it.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. What I was getting right when she was talking with me last night, I was getting actually a Wendigo.
Okay, explain that to me.
Right. So Wendigo basically, for us indigenous, we already know what that basically means. But so Wendigo though is also something that's sort of negative. It is sort of like a protector actually of a location. But she described this creature as kind of like a stick man. Not like I turned around last night. I said to her, "Did it look like Gru from the everybody knows Gru pretty much?" So I said, "Did it look like Gru?" And she said, "No, it did not." So she said the thing was quite tall. So what I'm going to do though is I'm just going to pull a couple cards, and we're going to see what the cards have to say. Woo!
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Now I just pulled actually, like I'm doing the cards actually within the tarot cards. All these cards are upside down.
Ooh.
Yes. All right. So the first card I have though, right, is basically I'll show the card. It's basically a chef cooking actually in the oven. And since this was in the morning, though, that you said though that you were ready to take out your garbage. Basically though is saying though you shouldn't have taken it out actually in the morning. You should have taken it out at night. It is upside down, so it is a chef cooking. And usually cooking those usually done in the morning, not at nighttime. So the second one that I have, all right, this is actually 9 of Cups. And 9 of Cups is more or less sort of like somebody that's relaxing. So, so with this one here, what it says so is, don't be relaxed. There's going to be a lot more surprises happening with you. Now the last one that I got, and it was an upside down, which is 3 of Wands. You can sort of see though that basically though that the people are waving goodbye and disappearing, but your loved ones are going to be a lot closer to you. They're going to be actually standing for you. They're going to help you, but they're going to be drawn a lot closer. Instead of walking away, they're going to be there for you. So that's what I got. All right, so I'm going to pass it over to Eva.
Okay, reiterate. What's the question again?
So the question though is basically though is, what did she see? Was it positive or negative?
It's interesting because the first card I drew up was the Wheel of Fortune.
Okay.
And then I got the King of Cups and the Queen of Coins. Yeah, coins. I had to stop and check. Which is kind of interesting because in many respects, they're kind of elemental-wise, they're at opposite ends.
Yeah.
One is water, one is earth. So my impression is that it's not really negative, but it's not wholly positive either. It's kind of a little bit of both. It's kind of interesting. The picture that goes with the king is one of, can you see? There we go.
Yep.
He is guarding something. He's holding that cup like there's no way he's going to let go of it. So, and the queen is more contemplative over what she is watching. So there is something they're watching, keeping tabs on the people. And my impression is that if this guy,
What other card did you pull? All right. So
Death.
for people that don't know what card that is, what card was that?
Death. Which normally, when I do a reading, I say the death is changes from the outside in. In other words, there are things that are going on around you that will precipitate the change. But in this case, because it is involved in a question about spirit, there's more to it than that. And that's why what was one of the first things I said? I felt that it was a spirit, an indigenous spirit from the past.
Yeah.
A soul that had taken the position of a guardian.
Yes.
Okay. So what the death card is telling me that I was right, that it was a spirit. I don't want to say a leftover spirit, but it had decided to stay and take care of that which needed to be. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So what you got for the next card though?
I just did a 3-card draw.
Okay, right, but if you pull an extra card, what's that next card though?
That's the extra card.
Okay.
That's the final or the final card.
Okay, no problem.
Underneath that one.
No problem. So, yeah. So this area here, like honestly, right when I was there last night, I was telling my friend at the end of her street though, because there was no parking actually on the street, so we had to park one street over, and I was like, there was a wall there at the end of the road for myself. So there's an empty field there and everything else, and I couldn't see into that field. The energy would not let me.
Interesting.
So
it's funny how sometimes energies will do things like that.
Yeah. Well, when I was talking with her last night, though, she turned around to me and she says, well, "From what happened to me back in August." Now, I was like, "Yeah." She goes to me and says, "Are you sure that was not a spiritual attack right where I was?" And that's one kind of question I'm kind of facing, though. Still, was that a spiritual attack? Because the energy knows of what I do with, like, what I work with.
I don't think that was as much a spiritual attack as not a spiritual attack. What is it? They're showing me something and I'm not picking up on it. I think that because of that, within the next 6 to 9 months, you're going to have some experiences that will be more spiritual than anything else, and you will also have be given directions be given instructions for a direction you have never thought about.
Okay.
The spirit that did come at you or come to you, it's like more than an archangel, but not a warrior angel. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So there's a celebration angel.
Yes.
All right. There's a celebration angel, and there's also the so there's guardian. There is celebration. There is the archangels, and then I'm forgetting about the fourth one, but there's a 401. So
okay, I was going the 9 choirs of angels, and it's been a while, so I'm just drawing a complete blank.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. No, you can tell me actually after.
Okay.
So yeah, no, right when you were actually dealing with that, I was actually I was like tapping into you also.
Uh-huh.
All right, because I know though that you're actually 99.9% healed.
Yeah.
All right. So basically though I was just playing with my tarot cards, pulled them out. First card I got though was the 6 of Wands. Oops. Yeah, 6 of Wands right there. All right. and it's basically of a journey.
Yes.
All right, going down the stream. All right, but the journey though is a lot of contemplating. You're going to be doing contemplating, actually, for this journey though that you're going to be going actually on.
Hmm.
I know that they've actually asked you about speaking,
Mm-hmm.
about for what has happened and everything else, but that's you're going to be your journey,
Hmm.
right? You're going to be thinking about, okay, how am I going to address this and all that. The next one I got though was the guard, actually, of wands, but it was upside down.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, all right. So basically, though, is with that one there, what I was directly getting though is just since it is the guide actually of wands, all right, and it is all right. Usually, if it's face up, they're directing you within the right way, which way though that you need to go. But if, since it
Okay.
is upside down though, you already know which way you're gonna go directly yourself. Now the last one though is Sage of Wands, and this is upside down.
Hmm.
Sorry, people. So yeah, with the Sage of Wands, though, since it is upside down in the picture again, though, has the gentleman sort of, whoops, there we go, sort of speaking, actually at a conference. There we go.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. Basically, though, is you're not going to do the speaking. You're just going to share probably with the team though that you're working with. They've actually asked you to take the journey. You're going to basically talk to them, and they're going to actually share your story altogether instead of you talking. So that's what I just got from that. So that way there's no public speaking.
Well, I'm smiling because my doctor, about a month or so ago, uh, was doing a paper, and I am the subject of the paper.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
there, but I'm not speaking.
Yeah. Well, that's good though, because those cards just were meant for you then tonight. The last one though that we have, since we're gonna do just a short reading this week, this is coming in from Heather. Heather's a new
Heather. Hello, Heather.
Heather is a new person though. She's new to the spiritual community. She's never had any readings done at all, but she's just asking for a general question.
And what is the question?
So just a normal open floor.
Oh, a normal reading,
Yep,
a general reading.
yeah. She sent a message to my Facebook. She's on my Facebook, but she sent a message that way. She's out tonight at our local team's hockey, since that's OHL, Ontario Hockey League. She's out there right now watching our local team, which is Rangers, play. So, but yes, we're going to do for her.
Hmm.
All right, so I'll let you lead if you already have your cards.
I do have my cards,
Yep,
and it's kind of interesting. You said she's just beginning the journey, so
yep,
to speak. The middle card was the Chariot,
okay,
and either side has the Knight of Coins or Pentacles and the Page of Coins or Pentacles. So, as she is beginning this journey, she will be given guides, for lack of a better term, not spiritual guides, actual people touch real people. I know the knight and the page are shown as male because they both have beards, but I have a feeling that one of them is a woman that
okay,
will be very influential on her, that will help her and guide her and give her the direction that she needs in the beginning of this journey. She hasn't found her way yet exactly what area is going to be of her interest, because right now I think she's like everything, you know,
yeah,
to learn it all. but this woman will be the one who will help her find where she needs to go, the path she needs to take, and go from there.
Okay.
And the final card is the eight of, well, they say rods, I call them wands.
Yeah.
And I always like to think of that one. In the tarot deck, the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, this is not quite the way they're shown. Similar, but not quite. And I always say these are prayers that are being answered, or questions that are given answers to. And she's always had a lot of questions about the spiritual aspect of things. I get the impression that, and I could be wrong, that she was raised in a traditional manner. I'm not sure if she was exactly what, but it was more of a traditional religious background, which precludes having all this spiritual activity. And as a result, now she gets the opportunity to explore.
Yes.
She has freed herself from this by just simply asking questions. And by doing that, these questions are going to start being answered. That's what this is all about. The prayers are answered. The questions are answered.
Okay.
And they're going to come home and they're going to give you a lot of insight. And I will tell you one thing that's most interesting. What you have left behind religiously, you will also find again in the future, but in a more understanding way.
Yeah.
That's my aspect.
Yeah, and it's true though, because actually she did grow up within a Christian environment. So yeah. It's like gosh. So what I did though is I just did the spirit cards, the oracle ones. The first one I drew, which was the spirit of the air. I want to make sure I'm actually on camera. So spirit of the air. All right, this one card's upside down. So spirit keeper of the north. All right, and then last one though is the owl.
Ah.
Okay, so with the spirit of the air, all right. What it's basically saying though is get it out there, get more actually involved with the air, do more meditation actually out there, relax outside instead of being always inside. Get out there and do some relaxation. All right. Try not to be actually inside, especially if you want to more or less connect with Mother Earth. Be more with actually the air. The air is going to bring the answers to you. Spirit Keeper of the North, again. All right, that one there is, even though it's actually upside down. All right. What I'm getting from it, even though I kind of know you outside, try to stay actually at a lower level. Because there's something about vertical. North means for me is basically going up north, like heading north. That's going up. So basically, though, is Spirit Keeper of the North, though, try to stay at a lower level. All right. Instead of going always up to whoever you go with in our elevator, try to keep low. That way, you're staying more grounded. Now, grounded though, for most people think grounded is actually walking on Earth, but it's like no, it's just basically standing guard. If people try to knock you down, stand firm. Try to be that way. Now the owl one I got for you. All right, even though it's just the medicine, that one there is basically those owl sees all. So the owls are trying to talk to you. Sort of like what your ancestors are actually trying to do is talk to you. But an owl though will actually talk to you a little bit more. Because it sees all and it hears all. So that's what I'm actually getting for that. So, yeah. But before we leave tonight, I'm going to ask Eva, have you heard anything from the Queen lately?
No, I haven't, as a matter of fact. We both apparently have been busy, so again, uh, this past week has been very, very hectic. I have not been online a lot, and when I do get online, it's like see what's happening, and then I'm gone. So I have not had a chance to talk with her.
Ah.
You?
No, I haven't, except for last week, though, to do with her show about the animal actually in my house. Because we've been hearing strange sounds to do with the garbage can. It makes weird sounds, and we've been hearing that for so many years.
Hmm.
So, but it's funny though because I was just doing actually shuffling the tarot cards, and the card that popped out. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. So that one there is Sage of Coins. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Sage of Coins. But anyway, so Sage of Coins, so it's like an older person actually getting down and cleaning out the garden. So basically cleaning out all those weeds, making sure that whatever dirty business needs to be cleaned out of the closet, make sure that it's cleaned out. Don't leave any dirty business or dirty garbage laying around. Now, what I mean by garbage though is gossip and negative stuff. Always try to keep yourself more positive. So that's what I was drawing, and that message is actually for every single person tonight that's taking part or going to be watching on playback. So yeah. Any last card reading for our general viewers?
Oh, okay, let me do one more. Let me just do a single card.
Yep.
Ah, interesting card. The Lovers.
Okay.
And I do not do reverse cards when I do a read. But the Lovers is kind of an interesting one. Of course, your first reaction is to think of the Lovers, but it's also kind of a very universal sign. Don't let hate stand in your way. Don't let hate cloud your vision. Don't let hate misdirect you. And the first thing that came to my mind when I saw that, uh, I don't know if you're familiar with what's happening right now in the States, but a letter from Osama bin Laden, the terrorist,
Yeah.
not the president, uh, has been recirculating, if you want to put it that way, circulating again throughout the internet. And basically, it is a hate filled, anti Semitic, death to all Jews kind of a thing. And if we want world peace, we can't have hate. It's got to dissipate. You've got to let it go because it will only destroy.
Yeah.
So, people, just with everything that's going on, let it go.
Let it go. Let it
Let it
go.
go.
Elsa.
Oh, dear God, he's starting to do me.
So, yes, yeah. So our two cards actually do coincide with each other, which is
Mm-hmm.
awesome. It's
Mm-hmm.
like so, but yeah. So again, those we're gonna make this one a little quick. Join us again though next Friday, and coming the beginning of December each day, I will be doing just basically a live personal reading. It's gonna be a daily reading, just one little reading. And it starts actually on December 1st at 12 o'clock. I will be posting it live right on YouTube. And don't forget to join us actually on the Friday night shows with your hosts, Gypsy Lady Eva, and yours truly, Brother Chris. We're live usually at 7:30 at night. Watch out for the times and get your questions in. Our emails are at the end. So I do say thanks a lot to my co-host.
And
Go ahead.
we'll add one thing. Uh, Come join us for readings, but our conversation can take a lot of different directions. Don't be surprised.
Yep, so true, so true. It's like so. Yeah, even we've only met once in our lifetime.
A long time ago.
Yeah. And it feels like, though, that we've known each other for so many years prior to.
Well,
So,
we're part of the same spirit family, so yeah.
yeah. So it's like I said. So again, though, thanks a lot for tuning in tonight. You guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you guys later. Bye bye.
Have a great week.
Book for your private readings with Gypsy at gypsyladyeva49@gmail.com or book with Brother Chris at divineoraclereadings@gmail.com. You could have listened to the radio. You could have spun some vinyl. You could have played a cassette tape. But you listened to Divine Oracle Readings on Spotify. Another great podcast to listen to is Haunting Live Podcast with your host Trevor, interviewing tons of people throughout the world. Listen to any of your podcast providers.